What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We are live once again on a Sunday night for some Jack Stand Church. I do apologize. Yeah, once again, it seems like I'm getting later and later in the damn day when it comes to Sundays. I just wanted you guys to know that we just got home from a charity event that we were invited to. Big thanks to D Team Racing and Stripper Glitter and my friends that we race with quite a bit. Yeah, they invited me to a nice little gathering of sorts. So, yeah, let me do apologize for being a little bit unprepared. And this should be test. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me pretty good? Trying to figure out, do some quick maintenance here and then we'll get rolling. Anyway. So, what were we talking about? Yeah, sounds good. Okay. So, like I was just saying to you guys, you know, I apologize for being a little bit late tonight. Got some stuff to talk about. You know, we didn't get a video out last week, but guys, don't worry about it. I got 3 of them edited. I'm actually going to show you some of the stuff that we've been working on this past week. I just haven't had the time. I just, you know, been busy just as like normal. And I do have 3 videos that I really need to crack down on. I will have time to get one out Tuesday, one out Thursday, and of course, Saturday. Catch you guys up on the dyno video with the black car. We're going to catch you guys up on the muffler. We did our first muffler video, which I'm going to kind of sneak peek in this one. And then we went back to the track and had a shit show with the white car that we're going to talk about. Not super important stuff, but you know what? It's going to get us caught up on the channel thus far. We're still going to be working on Dad's car this week. So that's going to be some of the new footage that we're going to do. And we might take the black car to the track just to see what it would do, just in a base form. But yeah, we got quite a few things to talk about tonight. You know, just like the title says, we got some things with the mufflers, with the camshafts, such and whatever. I mean, we got some things to talk about with the iconic sound. You know, one thing that we talk about when we put the 3-inch exhaust together for the black car, yeah, there's an old school muffler that we had put on there from a long time ago that we actually modified, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit too, and some of the new ones that we got coming on the channel. So big thanks to Tremick, McLeod, Hanlon Motorsports, Team Z Motorsports, Stiflers, Anderson Ford Motorsports, Craig and Auto, you know, Dave Dog Performance Racing Engines, all those guys who support the channel, Trick Flow, you know, much appreciated. Love y'all. Appreciate everything you guys do. Stiflers, and so on and so on. So couldn't do this stuff without some of my sponsors. And of course, I couldn't do anything without y'all. And you know, I just appreciate you guys on Jack Stand Sundays coming out and talking some car shit with some car guy stuff. So I apologize. You know what? I don't really like the lighting right here. I do like the area because I got my garage door open and I got a nice little breeze coming in because, you know, my garage gets pretty hot as it would normally with some of you, as you know, as you would think. But yeah, we're going to have to get like a better lighting scenario here. I don't know if I get one of them stupid light thingies that you're supposed to put up. It'll probably blind the shit out of me with my glasses or whatever. But what's up, Bob Brown? What's up, Rich? Good to see you guys. Jimmer Willie, Encore. Jason Fields in the house. Good to see you guys. So big shout to my guys at HLR Saloon. Big shout to my guys in green. Those are my channel members. If you guys want to check out the join button, check out the join button on all my videos. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for who's been members with us for years. We've had a number of them for years. I mean, I think they can actually tag it and put it up in chat. You guys can see it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Appreciate my members. I also, this past week, we got our merch set up. So our merch shelf, I think, shows, and somebody can verify it for me. We created Dad's Jack Stand t-shirt in the merch shelf on all our videos. I don't know if you guys know what the merch shelf is, but basically, if you look down at any of my videos, I think even in here, you'll see like this little, you can see t-shirts or something. I don't know. I can see them, but I don't know if you can see them. So you know, let me know if you guys see that. But we made some Jack Stand Church shirts for the black car, the white car, and Dad's car in multiple different colors and stuff. So we did it on Teespring. It's a little bit different. You know, there's also better quality ones on neomustangs.com. So I did want to mention that we got, you know, a number of things going on there with that. Jason Fields, man, I appreciate the $20 super chat. That'll go to doing these muffler videos and shipping this stuff out. Because I will tell you that we did do the first muffled video. Like I said, it's going to come out this week, and it's the one that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. And it's actually, you know, like I said, we're going to do a little sneak peek right now, right here in this chat. We're going in this live stream. We're going to compare together. So I'm going to bring up two videos, and it's kind of something that's going to be snuck into my next video of us installing them and checking them out. We put FP Performance mufflers on our black car, and we went pretty thorough with inside and out, looking as much as we can and comparing them to some of the other iconic mufflers of the time. And yeah, you guys need to see this shit. I mean, we got it coming out. I don't know if we're doing the dyno video for Tuesday, but I think we're going to do the muffler video for Tuesday. We'll do the race video for Thursday, and then the dyno video for Saturday or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I got 3 videos shot, ready to edit, so I just need to sit down and do it. So it won't take too much time. So anyways, let's see if I can just go ahead and find that stuff. But again, we have went to an event today for Steve Hetrick for Stripper Glitter, and it was an event with the you know, had a bunch of Jeep people. It's kind of nice when you go to these events because you have like Chinese raffle stuff going on. There was like 50 baskets that people like. We threw in, you know, as a channel, guys, you know, we're in this together. You know what I mean? So what we did is I had Katie, the wonderful Katie here on the channel. She made us a basket, and she made us a basket for, you know, us, for the channel, and, you know, for us representing, you know, Neomustangs. So, you know, big thanks to her for taking the time. Thank you so much. And she, you know, just killed it. And we brought a basket for the Chinese raffle to, you know, to the event. And yeah, she, you know, the event had like 50, you know, these type of events are nice because there was a mixed crowd of Jeep people, and there was a mixed crowd of like, you know, Mustang people, and there was just all kind of really cool shit that I wish I would have got on film. I got a little bit on my phone, but it's not really something that I can show off too much. But it's just nice to be able to, you know, just clash with some other folks who enjoy the car genre, truck genre, Jeep, whatever. To each their own. I always pitch it here on the channel. Build the car the way you want to build it. Who gives a shit what they think, right? My black car right here, I can point at 5 different dings and dents in my bumper. It's got a big scratch in it. That's faded. My back of my wings got a crack on. I don't give a shit. I don't care. If from 48 feet, I come out of Home Depot and somebody says, "Is that your car?" That's a win to me. I don't give a shit. I like nice stuff too. Don't get me wrong. But nice stuff tends to get covered with a car cover in my garage, and I tend to not look at it for like 6 months because I'm afraid to scratch the shit out of it. How many of y'all feel that way too? So, yeah. HLR, man, I appreciate the $20 super chat. That goes to the channel. I mean, we dropped $40, $50 in raffle just to kind of be participate in some of the Chinese raffle. We ended up, you know, I think they ended up raising something like $2,000, $3,000 for some medical bills for our friend Steve. So, you know, stuff like that goes into stuff like the, you know what we did today. So appreciate you guys for what you guys do. What's up, Troy? What's up, Matt? Sean in the house, Bill Rollins in the house. Got a bunch of members in chat today. Got a bunch of members in Green, man. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys stopping in for sure. So glad to finally catch a live. So again, I'm apologizing for being a little bit late today. Like I said, we had just literally drove in at like 8:20. And, you know, I'm like, I had already knew I was going to be late tonight because, I mean, it's an hour and 20 minutes away. And we were going to We were going to we were going to drive the car there, but we ended up trailering it or whatever. I don't even know why I'm drinking pre-workout right now, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm exhausted, and I'll be damned if I don't get a live in this week. You know what I mean? I love this. I love doing a live with you guys. I love being with you guys on a Sunday night and kicking the week off and getting this shit off our jack stands. You know what I mean? So anyways, we are going to take a sneak peek. Now, the iconic sound in parts. So one thing on your foxbody Mustang, hell, it could be a G-body, it could be an IROC, it could be whatever you want. One thing that a lot of people do, one of the first mods that a lot of people do is clearly, exhaust. And, one of the kids, I had a kid in the weight room today, or not today, but the other day, younger guys, got a little LS Camaro, newer Camaro or whatever. He's looking at me and he says, bro, I want to go fast like your black car. And I'm like, well, first of all, my black car is just a street car. It's not really probably not that fast, but appreciate it. He's just like, I want to put a turbo on and I want to do this. I want to do that. And I looked at the kid and I'm like, look, put an exhaust and some camshafts in your car and just be done with it. Tint your windows, maybe put a stereo in it like we did back in the 90s. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I try to influence these kids. I'm like, listen, that car already makes 400 wheel. Leave it alone. You don't want to double its horsepower because you're 19 years old, son. You don't want to put it in a ditch. And that's one of the things that we grew up on. Like, we were all monitored by whatever regulations and shit back in the 80s and 90s. We weren't allowed to make like 300 horsepower. It was ridiculous. Now these kids, they're getting cars or leasing cars or using daddy's money to get out there and get 400 or 500 horsepower, 700 horsepower Hellcats and Scat Packs and all that shit. And it's just not good. It's not good. So, when he asked me for my advice, and I'm sure you guys could probably feel the same way, I was like, just put an exhaust on the damn thing, maybe some tires, so your ass doesn't, can actually control the car. And, maybe some cams. I don't know if you want to get crazy with it. Don't put don't put no turbo on it. Don't put no supercharger on it. Enjoy the car, smiles per gallon. You know what I mean? Have a little fun. Don't get crazy. Cause we talk about this. We talked about this in the one of the last live chats. It was like, 400 wheel, tons of fun. 500 wheel, tons of fun. Black car makes just enough power to get in trouble. Get in a lot of trouble, to be honest. We're going to be talking about that this week, of course, in the video, and then we'll talk about it again next week in live chat. There's some things we need to talk about on the car to make it better. Because to make it optimal, I'm happy with where it's at. But to be optimal, we got to really kind of wrench down on some stuff. Andrew, I appreciate the $10 super chat, man. We got, 3 of the goal? Yeah, we'll still give that out for sure. I think we started a goal. Uh-oh. I forgot to change the time on it. That's okay. We'll still do it. We usually try to do a super chat goal. We give away like a t-shirt or a freaking hat or whatever. We've done it a couple times. So I appreciate you guys recognizing that. Let me get into some comments. What's up? Adventure Super Dave in the house. Good to see you. Vance Cooper in the house. Mustang Chris. Got some usual suspects up here. I bought your Jack Stand t-shirt. Chrome Series 3s came in stock too. Stuff's coming together. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, brother. You bought my jack stand. Which one did you buy? Because I don't even know if I even sold one yet. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I sold one yet. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Whoops. And then I'll try to get into some of the other conversations that we were just talking about. That's not the picture. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's see if it comes up. Yeah, this is the one. This is the back of Dad's car. It's pretty cool. We got it at Neomustangs.com, and I think it's on the merch shelf. I don't know. What's up, Lamar? Good to see you, brother. That's the black car, or that's the blue car. I think we did the red car or the white car. That's pretty dope. I like that angle right there. That's pretty cool. And then we did the black car. I don't like the black car, but check out the front of it. Yeah, it's got the jack stand with the wrenches. I thought that was pretty neat. So, like I said, they're for sale at neomustangs.com. I think we have to. Don't be afraid there's some graphical errors in some of the shirts on our neomustangs.com. Mike's aware of it, and he's fixing it and taking care of it. So, but I think Teespring on, like I said, I think the Teespring one we got on our merch shelf on actual YouTube, I think that one, I'm curious to see how good of a quality that shirt comes out. I mean, I don't really get sent a sample. I just make the shirt and post it. But if you guys don't know if I'm talking about, I bought 2 Dad's Car 3X. I love it. What's up, KK? I made it. Did I miss the dyno video? I'm looking forward to it. No, we're not doing the dyno video in this. We're going to be doing the dyno video this week. I just didn't have enough time to get it done. There was a lot of footage there because, you know, we tuned for like 5 hours. So you can see that there's a lot of footage that was shot that I have to kind of cram down into like a 10 or 12, 15-minute video, if that. So that one's going to take some time. We're going to do the muffler video first, and then we'll probably do the dyno one after, and then we'll finish with the white. I don't know. Like I said, we got more footage from the blue car this week we're going to be doing. So not going anywhere, not anytime soon. But again, this is, this is Jack Stand Church, guys. So if there's some questions you got, some tech stuff that you want to ask, just whatever, man. That's what we're here to do, baby. Can you make a 351 as cheap as parts you can get, like Chinese high-flowing heads? Flowtech heads, I heard. Pro Comp heads, those are pretty cheap. Now, remember, you get what you pay for, bro. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I said what I said. You could do, I think Super Dave's doing a pretty budget, if I'm not mistaken, pretty budget 351 build. If I'm not mistaken. I think he's doing like a no, one thing I wanted to start doing was a no machine shop. I think we're going to do a no machine shop 302 build with Cousin Paul's. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Just some of the stuff that we got to get done. But I mean, it's already end of July. I'm heading to Wisconsin in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that, we got a race and we got a stoplight race. 2 weeks after that, we're in Ford Takeover and Ford Fest. We got a lot of shit. We got a lot of racing coming up, a lot of events coming up that we're going to have to scale. You know, we're going to have to save some money and try to. I mean, this is just a lot of money there to travel. It sucks. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Got him here off the YouTube store. There we go. Let's check that out. Like, I just put them up. I actually created those myself from the PNG files that they there you go. There's 1, 2 orders. There we go. That's cool. Jack Stand Dad. I like it. Let me know how that looks, Chris. I really, really want to know how that looks. Because I just made those shirts and I hope they don't suck. And if they suck, then we'll figure it out, brother. Is the SN95 50 injector same as Fox? That is correct. Actually, you can use 96 to 01 Explorer 19-pound injectors. The 4.6 19-pound injectors, they're all EV1. The Explorer injectors 96 and up, or any yellow 19-pound injectors from an Explorer 50 or even a 4.6. I'm pretty sure they're the same injector. Those are actually better than the factory ones because if you look at the bottom of the factory ones, they have one nozzle. If that starts to get clogged up or even a little bit clogged, it's a piece of shit. The nice thing about the Explorer one style with the EV1 plug is it's got a force spray pattern and it atomizes better. So one thing I've learned over the years is I get rid of the factory injectors. Nothing wrong with them if you're just running factory stuff, but if you start modifying a little bit, I mean, you shouldn't upgrade. Let me get into my soapbox real quick. Guys, don't upgrade your injectors if you don't need to. I understand that a lot of parts out there advertise that you'll make X amount of wheel if you install this part. To me, that's a big facade. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, hey, if you put these cylinder heads on, you'll gain 100 horsepower. That's bullshit. You'll gain maybe 50, 75 horsepower over stock. See what I mean? Yeah, I had a friend of mine put his car on the dyno. I'm not going to name his name. I'm not just because I don't want to embarrass like his build, but he had a stock bottom N302. He had AFR 165s and he had a N41 camshaft, and I forget what EFI intake. I think it was just like an Edelbrock or a Holly. It wasn't nothing special. I mean, it was actually decent, to be honest with you. And he made 265 wheel, and he was pissed. And I told him, I'm like, these cars make like 200 wheel stock. And it's just like, we have to actually modify them to actually make any damn horsepower. That's why if you make a foxbody at 400 or 500 wheel power, they're dangerous. I mean, they're only like 3,000 pounds plus or minus, right? Whatever. I mean, they're still 1,000 pounds lighter than most sedans out there to begin with. So, but going back to the injector thing, you will not cap injectors out on a stock bottom N302 with just a basic bolt-ons. We're talking trick flow 190s. We're talking AFR 185s. 19-pound injectors pretty much cap out at 400 crank. 380 crank. Right around about 325, 330 wheel, about 6,000 RPM. They're pretty much out of fuel injector there. But the point I'm trying to make is, a lot of folks try to put their new injectors in. They automatically assume that they need bigger injectors because they put cylinder heads or an intake on. Guys, you'd be surprised on how well a car will run in a stock form, stock A9L, whatever. Say you bought a set of heads, whether it's Flowtech or Pro Comp. Hell, I don't care if they're Trick Flow 227s. The point I'm trying to make is, you can, if it's a stock bottom N302, leave it alone. Put your 19s back in. Put the stock MAF in. You could get a larger housing, fine. That's fine. Get a larger CNL housing. The point of the matter is it's going to run a lot better if you just leave it alone. So I kind of went on my soapbox there, and I apologize. That recommendations on someone that repairs A9Ls, leaky capacitors. Matt at Fox, Fox Resto. I would trust him the most, and the only reason why I say that is because Matt knows more shit about Fox bodies than people. He's forgot more shit about Fox bodies in the last 2 weeks than most people knew their whole life. And he knows how to use a rotunda machine, and he actually currently owns one. So don't I, but I have no idea how to use it. I mean, I do, but there's a lot of, he can test your A9L on the rotunda machine that he has. And I think that's what he does. I think his daughter does it, or one of his employees. He had taught them how to use the rotunda machine and repair he can repair everything inside of here. Let me give it to you here. Matt can repair, and Matt does. I'm not doing any favors. I haven't talked to Matt in years, but I know what he does. And he can repair everything inside of an A9L except for one of the RAM modules he can't get anymore. I don't know which one that is. And I think it's the big one at the bottom left. There's one of the RAM mods he can't get anymore because they just don't make it. So outside of that, he can replace a whole bunch of shit on that board, and he can figure out what's bad and what's not. So if you got a bad A9L, A9P, and or whatever EFI computer, and you don't want to go to a Holly or a Pimp or a Megasquirt or even a carburetor, you just want to keep it the stock computer, that's the man to go to. I mean, ECU Exchange is also a kind of a no bullshit company to where you can send it in, and they'll give you an idea on what's wrong with it, and they'll tell you if they can fix it or not. It's kind of the similar scenario as Matt. So I do trust ECU Exchange. They have done a number of things for people and had, good ratings. So I got 285 wheel with E7 heads back in the day. Yeah, dyno, it's kind of tough with dyno, and it's kind of funny because my dyno hates me. Like, I have never made a oh my god number on a dyno. Oh my god, that's a lot of horsepower. I went to a dyno jet and did that. I think we went to Chocolate Fox's dyno jet and made like, I don't know, 780 before the motor was actually making 1,000. That was on the old production block 408 that had the little baby turbo on it. And I was like, well, that's probably 10% more than what it was at the other dyno. You know what I mean? So my dyno just does not like me, but that's okay. If I make a good number on my dyno, I know I can go to any other dyno and it's going to make more power on the screen. What's up, Hot Rod Ray? What spark plugs do I use for GT40P heads? TR6s. NGK 4177 is the number. TR6 is what you should use. That's what I use. Is anybody else having huge problems with their cell phone service? Not I. I'd rather have GT40 heads than cheap aluminum. I agree. because you never know what you're going to get. You get into cylinder heads, you get into aluminum heads, you never know what you're going to buy. Nothing wrong with ProComp, nothing wrong with Flowtech. I'm not talking any shit about the cheaper stuff, but at some point you got to realize that they're priced for a reason. They might be a good casting, but have like shitty seats or crappy valves or, you know, springs that don't match. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get. The nice thing about the more you pay, it sucks. It's just the way life is. You know, I mean, do you want a cheap cigarette or do you want an expensive cigarette? One of them's got better tobacco in it. I mean, I don't smoke, but I know I've been informed on how tobacco gets chopped up at these refineries. You know, you get your Marlboro and your super expensive cigarettes, get the best tobacco, and then the shavings from the floor go to the other cheap stuff. Nah, that's what I was told. I don't know if that's true or not, but shit, that's kind of, I mean, let's be honest, you know, it is what it is. With dynos, peak numbers don't tell the whole story. You're 100% correct. Yeah, because we dynoed multiple days with my black car and it peaked 600 here, 500 there. It was just all over the place. Silo, what's up? You want Mexican brick or the California sen? I don't know what that means. If you buy those cheap heads, buy them bare. Yeah, that's what we did a couple times. You have a good machine shop, put good parts in them. That's 100% the truth. Anyway, moving on. So the iconic sound, like I said, we actually, I think we stumbled upon something. I want to make a big shout to Handler Motorsports for hooking it up, but FP Performance has a, I don't know, I didn't really look into them too much. I don't know too much about them, but we put that muffler on the black car. And you guys know we ran the Mac 3 inches that we created, that we found. And I'm going to show you. Whoops. I'm going to show you something real quick. Show you this stuff. Okay. So let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the first ride. I think we're going to go to the first ride. Listen to this. All right. Now listen to this. Same or different muffler? Same or different muffler? Can you really tell the difference? Right. Dude, you think they're different? Let me see if I can get a different one. Let me see if I get a different one. That was outside. Well, they both were. Damn it. That's a turn it up. Is that Mac or FP? That's a terrible one. Never mind. I need to use a better one. because I only let it sit there for a second. Oh, I'm looking for a video file. I'm trying to upload something, image file. Hold on. There we go. No. Anyway. Sounds slightly different, but could be. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you the best angle I can real quick. I should have done them at the same time. Oops. And I didn't. Like a dumbass. That's my fault, guys. God dog it. Oh, shit. Here we go. Trying to find a good picture. Here we go. Hear that? Okay, here's the other one. Back to the other one. They both, I'm telling you. Which one is that? Mac or FP? In this one right here. What do you guys think? Which one do you think the one on the screen is? Mac or FP? Same muffler, different motor. Nope. Same motor, same exhaust. There is absolutely my two videos here are absolutely identical when it comes to everything. Tune and all. More, which one has more bass? Would you, maybe it's just where it's sitting. So this one's Mac. You guys think this is Mac right here on the dyno? Is that Mac or is it FP on the dyno right there? Kind of messed it. See if I can go somewhere. I did the one outside, did the one inside. Son of a bitch. Okay, so the one on the dyno is Mac. And tell you what, that's what I'll do. I'm finna grab this off the actual phone. I took one today that I actually posted. We'll come back to this. Anyways, when I did the FP and the Mac muffler video this past weekend, you guys are definitely going to want to check that out this week. It's you're going to be extremely shocked. Like we always talked about that iconic sound with the Flowmasters and the Macs and you know, I mean, don't even talk about cherry bombs. I mean, I'm not putting no cherry bombs on my foxbody, but you know, there's just old, you know, the old school Flowmasters are a different sound even than the new ones. I should do a video on that. Problem is I need to do the video like they have to be in the same exact spot. You know what I mean? So I kind of goofed up a little bit when, you know, I'm trying to compare these two mufflers. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. You know, I'm either getting old or they sound crazy, like crazy similar. Like, yeah. Do you touch my drum set, Step Brothers? Yeah. Type shit. It's crazy. Glass packs. It's hard to tell what the angle has to be the same. That's correct. So I kind of screwed up. Let me bring this off my phone here. Give me a moment here. You guys can, I got a really good clip when I was at the show today when I pulled the car out of the trailer, and this one had the FP mufflers on it. And what I am going to tell you on the live, because, you know, it's not that big of a deal. The FP design of, I think this is their race muffler, was like, I took a light into both sides of the muffler. Like, I got pretty technical with it in this video. You got to check this stuff out. And you're not going to be disappointed in the video. We even went inside of a Flowmaster. Now, we try to look as best we can, just because you can see the different chambers and stuff the way they were designed. I'm just saying, you know, y'all gonna have to definitely see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, is this it? Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. So crazy. I mean, we're all chasing that. We're all chasing that iconic sound. You know what I'm saying? I know I am. And it's one thing that I like so much about my, you know, what we got going on with the black car. You know what I mean? It's definitely worth keeping it NA and just enjoying this shit. I don't care how much horse. It made good horsepower. Here we go. Better angle. Mac or is that Mac or FP? Well, obviously it's FP. And if you listen to this again, do you see how close that is? It's really close. You guys got to see the inside. I'm old. It's looking something quieter but muscular. Nothing sounds better than a big downpipe string. Where can I find this Super Dave yet so I can follow his cheap 351 build? He's right here. He's right here in the chat. He's been doing a no machine shop build for a while. He's been keeping us updated. Neo, does a supercharger change the sound of an exhaust? Not really. Just whiny. It spins it faster. Get more RPM quicker. You know what I mean? Obviously, supercharger will spin up quick. It's almost spot on. I'm trying to tell you, it's ridiculous. I should have done the video. Well, I got the Mac video with the 387. So one video I am going to do is, yeah, the one thing I am going to do is show the 387 and like the difference between the 387 and the 393. It's going to be pretty fire. Stock mufflers sound really good with 3 1 3/4 headers in the X pipe for your information. Stock mufflers? Well, stock mufflers are like 2 1/4, 2 inch like inlet outlet. So you must have to modify them. What mid pipe is on it? I have a build your own Summit X pipe. Isn't the Mac Pro Chamber essentially a dual in, dual out muffler with no muffle in it? Yes. I'm really surprised somebody hasn't recreated the Pro Chamber. I've done a lot of footage on Facebook the last couple of weeks with the FP mufflers and the Mac stuff. I mean, because that was the next one we were doing. And, you know, I told, you know, they said somebody had made mention. There was like, you know, 3 or 4 people had made mention when FP actually came into the chat, and they were talking with some of the commenters, and they, you know, one of the commenters was like, you just need to take your X pipe or your H pipe and turn it into like an old Pro Chamber, and it would sell well, I think. How much horsepower can a 6-speed transfer hold? I don't know. Transmission? Oh yeah, okay. 1,000, 1,500. It just depends on what you it just depends on how you drive it. It'll handle 1,000 all day. It doesn't matter if it is though, Super Dave, if you really think about it, because if Mac Pro Chamber hasn't been sold in 10 years, I'm sure the patent's been expired. Dumb question. What camshaft is that? That is the Trick Flow Stage 5, like man cam, they call it. It's got like 260-ish duration, 595 lift at 108, 110 lope set, 110. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, it'll hold 1,000. TKX will get you to 750. I wouldn't push past 750 much on the TKX, even though people do. I mean, we put 920, 1100 to the wheels on the black car with the 363 and a turbo years ago when the old 363 was in the black car, because we used to have the 408 in the white car. Anyway, yeah, and that was with the TKX. We went like 940s with that car. That car is not meant to go 940s. I live in the Georgia. I'm about 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. There you go. Reducers on the mid pipe. Well, that's going to kind of change the sound too. Here's the thing: is you can take the any muffler and you can convert it to whatever you want. You just cut the end out. You cut the inlet and the outlet out. You can cut the circle out, and that's what I did to these Macs. I actually created my own 3-inch mufflers. It's not that big of a deal, but it's definitely an iconic sound for sure. It's what we're looking for, man. I mean, how many of you guys, what's one of the first mods that you put on your foxbody? Exhaust. 100%. You know what I mean? 100%. What mufflers you guys like? I mean, what exhaust you guys like to run? What's your favorite muffler? I mean, obviously Pro Chamber, the Flow Pass are my favorite muffler. 100%. But I mean, these FPs, man, they're pretty good. TKX. T56 requires, if you're asking me, the T56 requires a whole swap. So not only are you in it 3,500 for the trans, but you're probably in it another 2,000 to 3,000 or 2,500 for drive shaft, bell housing. Yeah, drive shaft and bell housing and cross member. I mean, yeah, you're in it some cheese there. The nice thing about the TKX is if you already got a 3550, it fits on a Tremec bell or whatever, and you can use a Tremec crossover. So, or yeah, cross member. Dynamax Bullet. What's up, Nathan Tuck in the house? Good to see you, brother. That's probably one of my longest members. I appreciate you, Nate, for what is it, like 4.5 years now? Y'all might get mad at me, but I used to weld thrust mufflers, which actually have the perfect iconic sound. Thrust? I'll put them on. 58 months. Damn, dude. What is that? Is that 5 years? Have we been doing this 5 years? So what muffler do you guys want to do next? Like I did the FP muffler, and I'm going to probably rock them for a little bit. You know, for the next week, we're going to get the video out. I'm going to do some adjustments to my tailpipes. We're going to take them off when we take the mufflers off. But what muffler do you guys want to do next? I know I got the vibrance here. I got to modify the pipe to make the vibrance fit. So we got new vibrance to give away from Cassius. Big thanks to him. And then, you know, we're going to be giving away these. Like I've been talking about giving away mufflers for ever, but FP gave me these to do videos on them and to see how they sound. So those are what we're going to do next. I think we're going to give away the FPs on live. I don't know, in a couple weeks. I don't know when you guys want to do it. Because I'm going to probably end up doing the muffler video. We'll get the 3 videos edited for this week. We got Dad's car we're trying to take back to the track. You know, money, pending money. I mean, you know, I gotta buy most of these mufflers. FP gave me these, Vibrant gave me the others, but I have to buy the other ones. So like Neighbor Haters, I tried to get some Paradox ones, and they weren't interested in us putting that stuff on their channel. I don't know why. I say, hey man, you know, you want to accomplish a set of mufflers? I'll give them away to to chat, and they're just like, nah, we're not interested. So, not saying they're bad people. It's just some companies aren't interested in stuff like that, and that's okay. Full Master Super 10. The weld job, whoever put it together, is laughable, though. What are you talking about? On who? Harm mufflers? You want me to do Harm? I can get a hold of Lou, and maybe he'll send me a set. Yeah, flow path turndowns. Oof. That would be sick. I should take a set. I should take my tailpipes off and re-weld the areas that I need to re-weld and kind of tidy up. But I should put some turndowns on my Max and see how good they sound. That'd be crazy. Crazy good. But anyways, we'll do the Vibrance then. So I think I showed you guys the FP mufflers last week, right? I'm pretty sure I showed you here that are sitting on the black car. We'll be giving those away a couple weeks. See what I got my stash. Oh no. Yeah, it's about time for us to make this stuff work. So this is what we're going to do next. I'm going to put these on next week. Now, these are straight through, so they're going to sound a little bit different. So I've showed you this on the channel I don't know how many times now. We're going to be doing these next week. Like I said, I got to make a little bit of an adjustment to them to get them to work. I got to make a pipe that comes over to my, you know, because I got the system set up for like offset stuff. Offset stuff goes on, no time, no problem. Ain't got no problem with the, you know, don't have to really make any adjustments. It's kind of nice to set up that way. But some of these, like the SLP and the Vibrance and a couple other ones, I'm gonna have to make like an extension to make it work. So, but we'll be giving these away too here, and I'm only gonna give them away on live. I'm not gonna give them away on the video or whatever. Might give a set to my members, the people, the guys in green. You know, for sure. They've been with me a long time. Hail to the yeah. These Vibrants going to be fire. I hope so. I mean, back. I backed out of my screen, man. Damn. I have a set of SLP ones. I think I got an old set sitting over here. Thanks again, Neo. Can't wait to start this TKX swap. Yeah, big shout to you. This is William Garber. Just so you guys know, we've actually had we've done a giveaway / waffle for 2 TKXs this year, and Brian Wolf won one of them, and this guy right here, William Garber, won the last one. Both of them just one slot. You know, we're going to be doing. Speaking of, yeah, I hit my button on my mic or whatever and it backed me out. Anyway, we're going to be doing a trick flow. Not to jump to another subject. We'll come back to the mufflers. If you guys are interested, I'm going to be doing a waffle with trick flow. We're going to do 45 spots at 100. It's your choice of top end kit. Top end kit would be their $3,900 top end kit on their site. All that proceeds go to travel and racing, and actually the TKX swap the TKX that he just got, William Garver just got, I put all that money on Stick Shift race in August, so you guys know, or most of it. I kept my buy-in or whatever, but you know, that's what we do. You know, the money we get on the channel, money we do on social media, I try to do as much as I can to bring content and use it for that reason. You know, we don't pay our truck payment with it or whatever. So when you see that shit, that's going right back into the channel, and probably half or more of it's going back into my people that's on it. So anyways, we're going to be doing a trick flow top end kit, 45 spots, $100. I think it's the trick flow 190s, the 11Rs. It's like an intake cam. Yeah, you can go to their site and check it out. Or your choice of 227, the new trick flow 227s, and the choice of camshaft. So there's no intake with that, but it'll be 227s and camshaft or top end entry level kit. So that's going to be the next waffle. I think we're going to start it like at the end of the week. Start it like in the weekend this week. So if you'd be watching, I do that stuff on Facebook. So you got to pay attention to Facebook, Neomustangs Facebook, the page, not the personal side. And that stuff fills up pretty quick. And then, you know, we do the live from Facebook. So I need some new mufflers. I have two old 2-chamber Flowmasters that probably have critters living in them. I'll tell you what, man, you put them on the car and just blow them out. They'll get out of there really quick, bro. What's up, Jim Hilt? Good to see you, bro. Do you have the Flowmaster tailpipes or the pipes versions? I have the Flowmaster polished tips, chrome, whatever on them. So, but yeah, we're going to be doing, I think that comes out to about the same, because I think the camshaft is like 400, and I think the 11R 227s are like 3,200. 3,300 total, something like that. So that comes at like 37. And the top end kit's like 39, 38. So that's shipped, by the way. So we're going to do 45 spots at 100, and winner gets choice of the two. So it'd be perfect for guys running the 302s. So you got a stock bottom end 302, you win that top end kit. You can, you know, you're going to add, you know, 100, you're going to add, your car going to make 325 wheel, you know, with the 11Rs, the 190s, the intake, the camshaft, the timing chain, the rocker set is pretty much set up for pretty much, you know, everything. So yeah, it's going to be pretty badass, you know. And then for those guys who already have like a 351 or a 387, 393, 408, or even a 427 for that matter, you know, 227s, you know, the camshaft you can take and sell if you don't like it, but it's just a promo. But you can take those 227s and stick them on some shit like that. I think the 66s are out or will be out very soon. I don't know. Brad, appreciate you joining the membership, bro. Thanks so much. Spitting mice out of the muffler. Hell yeah. That shit's dope. Anyway, iconic sound. What else we got here? Tech Talk mufflers. We talked about camshaft. So speaking of camshaft, Gunner, I swear I have not shipped Gunner Smith's camshaft, just so everybody knows. I'm calling myself out there. I will 100% put it in the mail Tuesday. Let's call it Wednesday. I'll get with you on email, man. It's you know, I ain't going nowhere, but you know, it's getting to the point to where I wanted to do a plug with the N41 one more time for Donnie B over at Anderson for what he does for us here on the channel. And I just don't have time. It's just that I have time to do it. How are your brakes on the TFS 5 cam? It's good. I don't have any issues. You talking about vacuum? I think it sits at like -15, -17-ish, which isn't real good, but it's not terrible. I almost bought a set of 240s today. Don't buy them yet. We got a waffle coming out, bro. We got a waffle coming out. But about 5 minutes, we're going to give away a banner. Which banner you guys want to give away? I do have one more McLeod. I have a couple Hanlon, and I got a couple more Tremix left. So which one you guys want to give away? Why didn't you, Lucifer? I know you're more Mustang channel, but I'm getting a lot of great info on my Ranger. Yeah, man. Listen, there's probably somebody in this chat that's done a Ranger swap. And I'm going to be honest with you. What I like a lot about our Mustang, foxbody Mustang, like the genres that we're in, is these guys, like specifically my audience, we're here to hang out. We're here to talk some car guy shit, car guy friends, jack stand church, stay motivated. But we're also here to give information. You know what I mean? We're also here to help each other. And you see a lot of that on Facebook. If I'm being honest, you see a lot of that on Facebook. Because a guy will call a guy out. A dude, somebody will call you out if you're wrong. Somebody will call you out if you're bullshit. Foxbody genre is some of the best people I've ever met. And, it's a lot different. Some of those other genres are pretty bougie and they get pretty uptight at each other. Like, I'm not going to name any names, Corvette, but they get pretty uptight at each other. They treat each other like shit. And then, Foxbody guys, this is like, there's just no reason in 2025, there's just no reason to be a dick. Like, number one rule in life, don't be a dick. Number one rule in a relationship, don't be a dick. Your car's, I'll pass up $100,000 bill to go look at a patina Foxbody that's got sanded fenders and ask him what his story is. That's just who I am. Because none of my cars are going to win no car shows. They might sound good. They might look good from 48 feet, like I told you coming out of Home Depot. Some guy says, "Is that your car?" I'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll be happy. That's a win for me. That looks badass. Thank you. It's chipped up and scratched and clear coat's painting all, whatever. I don't care. Anyways, I decided to port my 220s. Why'd you port your 220s? Corvette. Those guys, I'll tell you, man, the Foxbody genre, let's be honest, even on Facebook, it's not terrible. The only thing I don't like on Facebook, and it drives my gears, bro, is when somebody gets mad at a company, they want to throw them out all over the place. I don't remember who the last one was. Well, there was one with a TKX, drove me crazy. And I remember this post, and I'm not going to call the guy out. I don't even know his name. I don't really care that much, but he was complaining about a TKX noise. And he shifted to fourth, and the car was at like 1,500 drive RPM. And there was a moan in the drive line. He's like, "Oh, this thing's junk, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, no, it's not supposed to drive at that RPM in the 1-to-1 gear ratio. I've been driving stick shift for 35 years. I'm telling you, it's shift to third and get out of fourth because you don't have enough RPM. And so you know what I'm talking about? You get that growl and shit. And it's just like, they talked about how the Tremec was garbage and how the TK, it drives me crazy. It's just like, if you have a legitimate issue with any of your stuff, I can tell you that if you have an issue with McLeod, Tremec, Team Z, Viking, all of them, Stiflers, those guys will go out of their way. And I'm just naming the companies that I'm with. Hanlon, Anderson, especially these guys, Hanlon, Anderson, Ford Motorsports. Just the people we deal with. And that's why we deal with them. They will go out of their way to fix your problem. Out of your way. There's some good people and there's some really good companies that would literally take a loss to help their I don't want to say take a loss because I can't speak for them. But they offer very good customer service. So you got to give them a chance. You give them a chance. Don't go on the cry book, the book of faces, and get all upset because you got probably the wrong customer service guy that doesn't really give a shit because he doesn't want to work there because he only makes like $12 an hour. You know what I mean? If you got an issue, then just say, "Can I speak to somebody else?" You know what I mean? So that's one thing that kind of drives my gears. We got a really, really good Foxbody. We got a good audience. We got a good genre. We got good people for the most part in the Mustang community. It's the poor man's supercar. And, we want to keep it that way. We want these companies making these parts so we can spend our hard-earned money on getting an extra 2 horsepower. Ask Hanlon Motorsports about how he takes oil out of his car so he can make another 0.5 horsepower. That's an inside joke, by the way. I don't want to change anything, so I get it. Tremec, be excellent to each other. Yes, for sure, bro. For sure. I know what post you're talking about. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not mad at that dude. He has a legitimate concern, but from what I've seen, I would never run I get the same growl in my car when I take it. It gets mad at me when I'm in the wrong gear. I'll put it in fifth gear doing like 50 or 60 and you'll get that. And it's like, nah, I got to go back to fourth and go back to 3,000 or 3,500 RPM. Stick shift, baby. Let's drop a gear and disappear. Shit. But the point of the matter is give the companies a chance within reason to fix the problem. I mean, they're not going to give you a brand new transmission. They're not going to give you a brand new clutch just because you installed it wrong or just because there's something wrong with, there could be legitimately something wrong with it. They're going to go out of the way to, you just give the companies a chance. That's all. That's the only point. One thing I don't like about the TKX is the synchro going into reverse. What about it? Corvette guys ticked me off the other day. 4 vets in the interstate, 50 yards separating them. As soon as the leader moved to left lane, the rest followed. Made it nearly impossible to get around. Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, HL. I'm honestly not gonna lie to you. If I'm rolling with some foxbody homies, I can't. I gotta be 100 with you. We're gonna do kind of the same shit. I mean, it's going to be some fast. I mean, guys, 2000 and what was it? 2000 or 2001, man? That's some Fast and Furious shit right there. Good old Dom Toretto when he was actually skinny. I guess they're coming out with Fast and the Furious in a year, I think 2026, and it's supposed to be the last one. I don't know. And they talked about bringing back Paul Walker, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that at all. Fast and Furious has been in my blood for 20 years and 25 years. I love that movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies outside of Rad, the bike movie. But yeah, put it in fourth and then put it in reverse. John Stickley, I appreciate you becoming a new member of the channel, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate you, brother. Somebody else did too, and it didn't tag it. I don't know why. Yeah, man, that's a monthly membership. I appreciate you guys for being part of that. Yeah, Brad. There he is. Bring back Brian. No, let him rest. You're completely correct. 100%. Just let him rest, man. He's got a twin brother. You can play that in the plot if you wanted to. Is that right? Tell me, is that right? I think they have. I mean, the way it works now with all the technology, they can put people in movies and they look with CGI and they look damn 98% accurate, like they're still there. Icon sent me a brand new seat immediately. Being nice customer. So that's right. Every time I go in reverse, it grinds. I have to go into first, reverse, not to grind. Try fourth and reverse. Yeah. I go to fourth and then reverse. Hanlon and I had a great talk about it. Other than that, the TKX is the best 5-speed I ever had. Yeah, I agree. I mean, T5 is a bad bitch, but we all know it's got its limits. The TKX was the TKX was the death of the TKO. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to get into the stick shift game and you see this deal on a TKX, or excuse me, a TKO 500 or 600, just be known that the TKO 500 doesn't make a TKO 500 500 foot-pounds. It's the TKO 500 is a 600 foot-pound transmission, just like the TKO 600. They're just different versions. That 500 just means something completely different. And the second thing I wanted to mention is don't buy it. Like the TKO, it was a great transmission, but it had a problem with third gear gate, and it had 3 shifter rails, and if one of them was bent, you weren't getting it right. I raced with a TKO for years. The best one I ever shifted on was a 3550 10 spline in my black car. When we first turboed it, it shifted like butter. But long story short, the TKX was the death of the TKO. It was kind of the apology for making us deal with that shit for 20 years. I hated that. I don't know how many runs I had to abort because I couldn't get it into third. I had to baby third gear into TKO 600. That's why I faceplated it and broke it like 3 times. I had the Rad and the Wrath. Yeah, the Wraith. Yeah, isn't that the one with Mel Gibson with that? What the hell is that? That Australian car? Is it a Falcon? I can't remember. Shame on me, bro. Shame on me for not knowing that. Do you happen to sell sail panels. You're talking about the rear ones? I have a bunch of them. I just don't sell them because they're too expensive to ship. What's up from Florida? Good to see you off road. My Tremec 3550 is badass. Still living at 700. Love, man. Is it faceplated? Like the 3550, don't get me wrong. The 3550 is a bad bitch. I don't know why my 3550 was the same way, Mark. Same way. I got into the 500 and 600. I hated life. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen? That wasn't him, was it? Yes. No. Tell me I'm wrong. I thought that wasn't that the Australian, the black, like Falcon or something? What was the black Falcon? No, the Wraith was, holy shit. That was Charlie Sheen. Which one I'm thinking of? I'm trying to remember. Y'all got to help me out here. You're thinking of is that Mad Max? I guess it was, wasn't it? Son of a bitch. Yeah, my bad. How dumb am I? Isn't that an Australian car? Or was based off of? I'm over here clicking and shit. I'm Googling the shit out of this right now. Yeah, it was the Falcon GT. That's it. Ah, it's such a bad bitch. God, that looks badass. I would rock the shit out of that. The Interceptor. That's the one I'm talking about. Son of a bee. Appreciate that, Lamar. Hanlon is for the win. Some of the best customer service 5-speed stuff I ever got. That's the one I do the waffles with. I think it was a Chrysler vehicle. So the Falcon GT was an Interceptor, right? Is that right? Mel Gibson. Australian Falcon. Yes. Your car caged? Yes. All my cars are caged. No, my dad's car is not caged. The black car, the coupe, and the white car are all caged. The white car's got a full cage. The black car's got a half cage roll bar, and the coupe has a Team Z cage with boxes. Mel Gibson, Mad Max. Man, those Australian V8s are badass. I'll tell you, bro. I seen some sort of documentary about that car. It's so nice. It's so nice. I would 1000% rock the shit out of that. I watch that movie when it comes on just for those scenes. Just for the scenes. People don't get it. Sometimes people don't get it. You know what I mean? Love it. Let me go back. The Wraith was the Chrysler concept. Okay, that's right. The Wraith looked like a clapped out. Damn, son. He looked like a clapped out Jag. That's funny, man. That's funny as hell. That's not even nice, bro. What do you say? Hang on a second. I'm trying to crop something real quick. Won't let me crop. Piece of crap. Anyway. think this is it here, isn't it? This is the one I was just talking about. Just for those guys that don't know what it is. Yeah. Bad as hell, bro. Bad as hell. The Mad Max had a supercharger on the switch. He could turn it off and on. Really? That's right. You are right. I thought that was like nitrous or some shit. That car right there, boy. Yes. So he had a blower. I sent you pictures of my new car, of my new shifter. I'll check that out, bro. Need one of those American, those Australian Barra. I heard those are pretty bad. Bama? No, Barra. Okay. I'm getting blind. I'm going blind. That was badass. Interceptor, baby. Interceptor. Always wondered if you could do that with the front of your AC compressor. What, you mean like that's a good point, Chris. Shit. That's a good point. Anyways, what are we giving away? We're giving away a Hamlin banner. Hey, Neo, those rims on the black car, are they Cobra R18s? No, those are the 0304 deep dish 10.5s on the back. That's why I don't have the car tubbed, and it sits like literally like an inch outside of the molding right there. I like that look. I don't really give a shit, but we're about to put the NVXs back on, the 18 NVXs. We were going to get, like, matter of fact, there's tires sitting right here that are, I literally destroyed. I broke the Mickey Thompson ET Streets. Like, I ruined them. I shifted all the cords inside of them on the white car at making like 800 wheel on them. But we want to put the 18s back on the black car because we're gonna be going coil over on the rear location shock area and with the AFCOs, and we're gonna make the right adjust. The problem I'm having right now is if I get somebody in my passenger seat, like the car sits low enough in the back that it's like real close to the lip, and I want to bring it up about an inch when I have a passenger without making it look stupid. Are you going to push the timing on the black car? Okay, so we'll talk about that real quick. So we did the dyno, we did the dyno. We went to the dyno twice because we had an issue, and I got a good video coming up with you. We made good power. We made exactly where the range we thought we were going to make. The one problem that we do have, and I'm going to talk about it in the video, is this motor is pretty radical. Sounds really good. It's got, it's got some really good shit in it. And the stock computer, even on quarter horse, is getting pretty mad at that motor. And it took us about an hour and a half in of tuning. We were fighting. We basically had to cheat. We had to cheat in our tune. It runs fine. It runs really good, actually. You wouldn't really notice it too much if you drove it, but there's a dead spot in our tune. There's a couple of them, and we don't like it. And, the car's cold start, it'll really kind of show its dirty face, but like as it warms up, it's fine. We've came to the conclusion that TFI sucks on this motor, and we need to go coil near plug. So I think we're going to do an LS coil swap, not an LS swap, coil swap. Let me get that shit right. Do like a junkyard budget, like coil on plug. And I think we need to go to a Terminator X in the black car. The motor's got enough, there's enough reasons to go ahead and let the old stock harness go away. And there's probably, I don't know, a good 10% power. I mean, we only went to 26 degrees. And, 29 to 30 is where the 227s start to cap out because they have a very efficient valve angle. Does that make any sense? So there's been a lot of research and a lot of stuff went into this motor. Like I said, dynos, it's a 600 horsepower crank motor all day. So it gives you some sort of idea where we're kind of sitting at. So factory leather boot, what's he say? Neo, put a carb on it and problem solved. You're not wrong. We talked about that. We talked about that in our, here's the funny thing is I have a carb intake. So like I could still, without a whole lot of adjustments, tell me you couldn't just put a carburetor on there and set it up for a carburetor without removing a whole bunch of shit. Like I know it's got fuel rails and injectors on it, but you're not going to be shooting the fuel through there. So you would just modify your fuel. I don't know. You just modify the regulator to fit a carburetor. I don't know. It wouldn't take a whole lot to switch it over just to see what it would do. Still putting LS parts on. You're right. You're right. Is it zero balance motor? Absolutely. Yes. No, actually, I take that back. That's got the cheap 385 crank that we put in the 387. So that's got a 28 ounce balancer. Even though I tell you guys to zero balance, we talked about that. We talked about that when we were putting the motor together. They didn't offer in a cast steel crankshaft. They didn't offer a zero balance. So I would have had to have put a $1,500 or $1,200 zero balance forged crankshaft in a production block, which I wasn't going to do. I'm not, those rods or that caps will give up before them crank does. So we're not going to be pushing it like a turbo would. I have a Vic Jr. if you need it. I appreciate that. Built for it. I'm telling you, we're going to put built for it tough with Chevy stuff. You better stop it. We'll be all right. We made good power, man. I'm happy with it. We made the range that we said we were going to make, if you remember us talking about it. Like I said, it's a 600 plus crank all day. You know, we got some things we need to utilize. I mean, like I said, we're trying to make big power through old 40-year-old wiring and a computer. Just, I'm not making any excuses. There's 26 degrees on it. So hit that like button. Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, we're giving away a banner. Keep getting off track here. All right, so we're going to do a. Oh, that's true. We've been giving away the Hanlon banner. So big thanks to Andrew and Bob and Linda and Zach over at Hanlon Motorsports. Shop swag. So hashtag Hanlon. Make sure you hit that like button. If you can hashtag, you can hit that like button, damn it. It helps to bring that shit up. That's close, KK. It's actually 18. It's actually 20%. Because don't forget the parasitic loss on the axle. Matt, run it till it breaks and build a 351. What do you say? So cars making good horsepower, 500 wheel, was thinking about going through the summer at 302 stock bottom end. Is it worth? Yes. Zero balance. Run it till it breaks and then zero balance. Did you want me to sign this? Yes, I would imagine. Yes. I'll sign it right on the TKX. Sign it. I got you. I got you, dog. Got you. Does Melodin still make a 4-bolt blade caps? I don't know, bro. Honestly, I don't know. Sign it. Hanlon. Gotta send me an update, Super Dave, on your 351 No Machine Shop. If you have one. And Lamar as well. Lamar, when you get more stuff done on that motor. Andrew, I appreciate the quick shipping on the TKX. I plan on ordering at least the bell housing and cross member next week. Hell yeah. Now remember, if you kind of want to just get into the stick shift, two things. One, you can actually use the original T5 bell housing. You just have to drill and tap. Correct me if I'm wrong. I made a video about this. I think you can use the T5 bell housing, but you have to drill and tap the left side. I don't know. There's bosses there. Or you can just go in. I think a Tremec bell housing isn't but a couple $100. $250, $300. I don't remember. Neo, did you find more power under 30 degrees? Yes. But we were fighting the computer. The computer's a piece of shit. It's pissing me off. Like, there's a dead spot between like idle and 3200, like multiple ones. We just couldn't figure it out. It doesn't make any sense. And that's where the power band starts to come in at. And you'll hear it in the videos when we do our videos. We cleaned it up. We cheated. We cleaned it up, but it doesn't help our scenario. You don't lean E85 out. You give it more fuel. I mean, 11. Naturally aspirated, 12, I don't even remember where we were even at. I don't know. I have to look at the dyno or whatever, but like with my boosted shit, I go like 11.2, 11.3, 11.2 on the E85, whereas 11.7 was with like gas and fuel or whatever. But anyway, let me go ahead and spin through this. Sorry for keeping you guys on a little bit late. Damn, where's the top at? Okay, here we go. Skipping through, looking away. Scroll here. Hey, Jonathan Stickley, congratulations. Have you won one before? That's cool, bro. Yeah, you just became a member too. Dope. We're gonna get more, guys. We're gonna get more. Congratulations, John Stickley. Got it signed on the TKX. Damn it. Right there. No. We're always going to be doing banners. I want to say that. Keep in mind, I got to ask these companies for these banners. These banners are like $30 a piece. So, when these companies give these banners up, you got to understand this is like $30 of a company that gave it to us to give to you. You know what I mean? So do us a favor when you get it, and a lot of you guys that I asked this for, you've done a really good job sending me pictures, and I actually have them all in a folder that I'm going to eventually put them up online. But you guys all, for the most part, when you get the banner and you hang it up, send me a picture of it hung up. And maybe even if you do anything social media, just tag the company that did it. Not me. You don't have to tag me. Just tag like Hanlon Motorsports or whatever. Show the shop swag that they gave it. That's really neat. It's really kind of cool to do because it's kind of a collaboration. Like I said, these things are like $26, $28 each. And, Hanlon gave us like 30 of them. Tremec gave us like 30 of them. And McLeod gave us like 30 of them. So, I mean, do your math. That's like $900 worth of shit that we've given away from these companies. So I just want you guys to know when you do get them, just do me a solid and let the company know that you appreciate their swag that you got on the shelf. So appreciate it. So and I mean, right here, Hanlon's got a bunch of banners. Like I said, they're not cheap to make. I need to get some made, and I'm going to be honest with you. That's exactly why I haven't, because most companies want like 50 in a bulk order. And I mean, that's a lot of money. Shit, 50 is what? I'm trying to do quick math. 25 a piece, whatever. That's $400 or $500. It's rough, but I need to get them made. Will go good with the McLeod one. Okay. Hell yeah. Congrats, bro. Almost sounds like ECM is in limp mode. That's right. There's some bullshit going on with my E9L. It's robbing my power. It still made good power, But there's 10% there. There's 10% in timing. 29 to 30, there's 4 degrees there. Rule of thumb is, well, when you start getting up in the timing like that, 5 to 6 ish, 7 per. I don't know. It depends on how it flows. So is that with or without mufflers? I get a lot of hate for posting my banner on my wagon, which is an automatic car. No, that's awesome. Have you used a Bluetooth setup in your Terminator X yet? No. Is there something with that shit? I didn't even know. John Stink. So, anyways, we got about another 5 minutes left. You guys want to talk some tech shit? I want to talk some. What's the things I got coming up? Does anybody live up in Wisconsin, Michigan area? It's going to the big stick shift race, the outlaw race. Anybody going to that? I'm still on stock ECU, but it's brand new. Need to get throw a Terminator. You're welcome. Happy to support the community. I appreciate you, brother. I'm wanting a small block. I'm wanting dual calipers. I'm looking at soft lines. How do they use them for both calipers for the dual? I'm not really sure, bro. Maybe somebody can answer. Hey, Neo, at what boost level should I start thinking about gapping my piston rings? 10-ish. I don't normally go. I think I go 26, 28, and I go to like 20 pounds. I mean, there's no real set, there's no real set reason, you know what I mean, to be super gapped. You know what I mean? When it comes to the piston rings. Oh, shit. You know what? We did get a bunch of, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We did get a bunch of super chats. So I did want to make mention that we had a goal for super chats for a hat or a t-shirt or whatever. So we'll go ahead and give that away next week. How about that? So big thanks to Jason Fields for 20, HLR for 20, Andrew for 10. Got 2 new members, John Stickley and Brad Bax and Lamar for 20. So I think we're going to save that stuff till next week, if that's all right, guys. We're going to give away a hat and or t-shirt next week, along with probably another one and another banner. And maybe we'll talk to somebody about a gift card or some shit. So like we'll have some cool stuff to give away next week. Naturally, you guys on live, it's kind of crazy because you guys on live, you guys I get the same people in live, and then I want to give everything to those guys. I mean, it's not uncommon that you might win more than once. So, we run 855 Lambda on an E85 at 32 degrees. Yeah, we're at 26, but we're gonna figure it out. Turns out my Meloden does make 4-bolt sprays, could be good for 2K horsepower. That's crazy. That's a lot of horsepower. I'm at 14 pounds and gap was already worn enough. 302. The black car is going to have its work cut out for it against Zach's car too. I ain't got to have nothing. Hanlon, did Neo jump right over reading the slow small block Ford part? Where are we at? Hey, where's it at? Oh, okay. You're welcome. Happy to support my slow small block Ford friend. This is coming from, hey, what do we say to Hanlon? This is what we say to Hanlon. Okay. I got something for Hanlon. This is what we say to Hanlon. Hang on. Trying to be cool here. I'm messing it up. fail. This is what we say to Hanlon. Car don't do that. Tell them, boys. The car don't do that, bro. Got him. Tell them. That's that old push rod light, boys. That's that old push. What you got? 280 torque? Neo, did I need to post what do you say? Do I need to post another one of his page? Yes. 1000%. Send it. What you talking about, Jim? On one side of the motor. Come on. Hannah's gonna have nightmares of that sound clip. Bruh. I hope ain't nobody getting mad because we're gonna do it again. Turn it up, Andrew. Your dad would be proud. Son, this is what it looks like. Anyway. Pops would be proud, bro. Pops would be proud. Anyway. Jesse, what's up? I didn't even see you. I seen you in chat earlier. I didn't see you since. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Good to be seen. Definitely I lined 5 times. Like a stampede of happy pigs. That's like artillery shells. I love it, baby. I love it too. I've heard Hanlon's and the small block Ford sounds faster. That's funny. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, bro. Sean's gonna be putting those FP. I think you got the street ones on, don't you? I got the race ones, you got the street ones. Is that right? Murphy's Law in the house. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Another member we've had forever, along with Super Dave. Appreciate you guys every week. 92, 331 idles fine, but cruising at low speed, the car feels like it's getting pulled back with like a misfire without any popping or any other symptoms, but runs great when flowing. It definitely sounds like a misfire. Could be something in your. I mean, what kind of computer / wiring, whatever? What are you running? You running factory A9L tuned, or what are you running? Factory A9L. Might be kind of the same shit that I'm dealing with right now. So factory A9L, no tune. Definitely want to get it tuned because the base idle logic and the part throttle shit could be going lean, could be going rich. You know what I mean? Too much airflow. Neo, is there any junkyard 4-lug axles that will fit an Explorer differential? No. Yes. Junkyard, no, but factory, yes. Oh, I take that back. Explorer differentials 31 spline. You can't do, and we tried with the junkyard stuff, and you could make it happen if you can cut the splines. So we talked about doing a junkyard 31 spline axle on the channel, and it pretty much got to the point to where you had to cut the splines and you had to put a specific C-clip eliminator bearing in. It got to the point to where it wasn't even worth the headache. But I'm going to revisit it again one day or whatever. But honestly, differential 31 spline, there is nothing junkyard out there that you can use per se for a junkyard 31 spline swap. So if I turn it off, then it'll be fine. Interesting. How to contact Matt at Fox Resto about ANL? How do we contact? Look up foxresto.com. Matt, he's the owner. Pretty easy. You'll probably end up talking to Della, which I think is his daughter. I think she's the one who actually does the repairs on the ECUs or does something with the ECUs. So really good at it. And I know Matt obviously does the work as well with her. So go check them out. ECU Exchange is also a good one, Hot Rod. But I would try to go with Matt first. I think it's about $200. I could be wrong with the price, depending on what's wrong with it. But I'm pretty sure Matt told me that he can fix anything in the computer except for one of the RAM modules can't be bought anymore. So he doesn't have any more of them. Sounds easier to do than a 5-lug conversion. To be honest with you, get a set of cheap 5-lug axles. Like Summit makes a good set that's not terribly priced. That's just the way to go. To be honest with you, I wouldn't do C-clip axles anyways. If you guys are going that far, you can get the C-clip axles, but just chop the nub off in the end and just get C-clip eliminators. Like one of the biggest problems Fox bodies suffer from is that axle coming out of that damn tube. It happened to us probably 5 or 6 times in our life. You know, street racing, doing Brodies, racing at the track. Hell, I put one of them on video. The whole axle came out. It was ridiculous. 4-lug, no, but oh, okay. Well, Chris, he's talking about an Explorer diff though, so that's a 31 spline. Ranger axles are 28. Explorer dip is 31, so they don't make anything. There's nothing junkyard outside of modifying, figuring out the tube ends. There's nothing you can do. Ever use the MSD BTM retard on a boosted car? It's not worth it. It's not worth the headache. Jim, would that also cause the car to shut off instantly? Yep. Grounds are nasty, bro. If your grounds ain't right, you ain't right. Like your car ain't going to be right. And also remember, your battery ground has to go to the block. Like, don't put it on the header unless the header's cast steel or whatever. Cast. Unless the header's steel. I made that mistake in the black car. It's got the BBK 1 3/4 long tubes, and they're ceramic coated. And the only thing it's grounding to is the aluminum head. So do yourself a favor, make sure your grounds are clean on the back of the block. If you could run a ground on the other side of the motor, that's always good, or on the bottom from the block to like the K member or the frame. But battery to block if it's still under the hood, 100%. Aren't the C-clip eliminators known to having issues with leaking? Mine have never leaked. The only time I've had a C-clip eliminator leak is when my axle was too long, because I took a set of C-clip axles and stuck them in the diff and didn't put the C-clips in, obviously, and I had C-clip eliminators on it, and you can still do that. And the problem is my pin was so tight between the two nubs, you know what I mean? So anyways, guys, it's like 10 to 11 Eastern time. I'm getting tired. You know, I never get tired of talking car shit with car guys. Never will. It's kind of like sitting around a, fucking campfire, enjoying the night. But, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to wait till next week. Do some live streaming next week. We're going to give away a hat and or a t-shirt, probably ×2 next week, a banner, like I said, and maybe we'll figure out some sort of gift card from somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, we got to stay motivated. We got 3 videos coming out this week. We got the dyno video. I know you guys have been waiting on. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. We just had to do the correct footage. It's a big video-ish. We got the FP mufflers, which I kind of cheated already and told you guys are going to have to watch it anyways. And then we did go to the track, and we talked about E85 fuel and how E85 fuel is actually a really good pump gas. But and it was like I kind of show you, how much we're paying here and how much ethanol it is. Yeah. And it saved me so much money. I mean, fuel systems are not often talked about. And that's something that maybe we'll hit up next week. We'll talk about some fuel systems. Also wanted to make mention of safety. I had a member, a subscriber mention in my email, and he wanted me to tell you guys. He didn't, I'm not going to name his name. This past weekend, he had a very, very close call. We talk about getting our shit off the jack stands, but we don't talk about shit falling off the jack stands. So, guys, if you're under your car, make sure your jack stand is in a good, firm location. Because it wasn't with this gentleman's car, and the car came down because the jack was junk or whatever, and the jack stand slipped. And just in the nick of time, he got out from underneath of the car. So he wanted to share that with me. He's like, I would still be under the car right now. I'm probably dead because I was way underneath of it. So he wanted me to mention that. I'm going to mention that. Safety, safety, safety. Get your car off the jack stands, bro. But be safe about it. You know what I mean? Put a jack stand underneath of it and make sure it's in the right location. So, safety first, family first. Budget your mind, budget your money, budget your time. Do yourself do me another solid. Make sure there's that one person out there that you ain't talked to in a long time, and I'm calling you out. One of your car friends. You've been mad at him for whatever damn stupid reason you can think of. Maybe it's time to put a call out and just say, see how he's doing. See how she's doing. You know what I mean? Maybe they're waiting for you to call. Maybe they're just too stubborn like you are. Reach out and make sure that your family and your friends that you ain't talked to in a while are doing okay. Because you never know what kind of battle somebody's trying to fight that's standing next to you, and he's just, don't be a dick, be a human. You never know who you're standing to, and they're fighting everything in their life to try to keep it together that day. You know what I'm saying? We all go through a lot of shit. You always remember, you're either going out of a storm or going into one. So money, cars, time, therapy, garage, get your shit done. And be mindful about it. So, anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate you. Like I said, I got 3 videos. I promise you I'm putting them up this week. We're going to edit them and get them done. It is what it is. Get your shit out the jack stands. I will see you this week in the videos. Love y'all. Check out that merch, neomustangs.com, or the shelf underneath. Appreciate you guys for watching that didn't get a chance to watch it live. Sorry for being late. We won't be late next week. Have a good night. Keep the car straight.